And we are here again live. I am one of your hosts this evening, Mike Knox. But today, may the 4th be with you, Knox Skywalker. And I am joined by the executive consultant. He's a Trekkie, as you should already know. Can't you tell by the glasses? Of course you already know. Well, guys, we have another top 5 here for you tonight. And it's an honor. I think the executive consultant came up with this because can you smell the pineapple? Can you just feel the rhythm in the air? The rhythm's gonna get you. They're going to Puerto Rico for Backlash this week. So we decided to give you the top 5 location, 5-time locations that PLE's pay-per-views have been at. And we're gonna start off with the executive consultant. What you got at number 5?
Number 5 was a staple for SummerSlam for about 3 years or so. And subsequently TakeOver. I just say that it's been a location that brings the fire every time it's there, and it should be because it's the second largest city in the United States. I'm talking about none other than the Staples Center of Los Angeles, California. That's my number 5. Always a good time when they're in Los Angeles. Just was there for WrestleMania.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. For me, because I like LA. I love LA. I want to move to Los Angeles. So I understand how that crowd can be. So for me, it's a place they don't go often. AEW's returning, but the vibe in the city that was live. I remember watching this as a teenager. Wembley Stadium, London, England, SummerSlam. I think you picked that area as well, but London, England, I mean, just every single time you see the UK crowd, the London crowd, they're in a frenzy. They don't get wrestling too often. I love that atmosphere they bring over when it's time for the big 4, big 5 here in the States. The energy they bring, they really took over Raw after Mania at least a few years ago. So for me, number 5, SummerSlam, Wembley Stadium, London, England. That's a great location. What you got at number 4?
Number 4 is London, England. It is my number 4. It is not because it's SummerSlam 1992. I actually thought that was not a good SummerSlam. I still don't consider it.
I saw the AEW show last night. Y'all a little weird, but I'll let that slide.
It's not a good SummerSlam. All right, not one. Not memorable. Everybody remembers this stupid match between Bret Hart.
Stupid match
wasn't good to me. But anyway, so
oh my god,
kind of boring. It was a Bret Hart match.
Boring. Listen, the one thing you and Dice Man got in common.
And I don't like London, England most of the time simply because of the fact I don't like how WWE treats London. What I mean by that is they always put up the same stupid ass set with the little trolley. The shit gets on my nerves. I'm sick of the trolley, right? But the crowd and the fans have always been entertaining every time they're there for Raw, every time they're there for SmackDown. I appreciate it. I respect it. Hey, the crowd makes the show to me sometimes. If the crowd's not into it, it can make a boring match. If the crowd's into it, it can make a boring match good. If the crowd's not into it, can make a good match bad. In London, you're guaranteed to get that energy, and I appreciate that. London is my number 4 pick.
It's like you got to go with the double-decker buses and the fish and chips places. Like going to New York, you got to have Statue of Liberty, and in Philadelphia, the Liberty Bell. It's a staple. You got to have that. But for me, number 4. Now we get to the good and the gritty. We talking about locations, right? So I'm gonna start picking some places I've actually been. Okay, we're talking the Big O, New Orleans. I don't care which pay-per-view that was there. I'm talking about the one that I was there for, though. Just so I'm talking about the city and the location. I mean, damn, I'm sorry, my New Orleans people out there. I love you. Your city smells like death, but overall, you know how to party. Okay, best Popeyes in the world is in there. Okay, I told my friend that I was lying. Look at one of my favorite pictures. Most liked pictures, by the way, is me at Popeyes with the Wing Eagle title. Because New Orleans knows how to party. You saw all the things that happened on Bourbon. I mean, everything but murder. I literally saw on Bourbon Street, and I'm not making this up. Everything but murder I saw on Bourbon Street. It's got to be New Orleans. That's my number 4. Woo! What a place to go hang out, man. You got to go. You got to go.
Never been to New Orleans, never been there for a wrestling event, never been there, period. But I'm sure it was a good time if I don't count WrestleMania 34. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Hey, we're going fast. We're only 2 minutes into this crap, right?
Wow.
We're going real fast.
Minutes.
We're going real fast, but we're going to take a commercial break because we just did number 4. So we'll be right back. Stay with us. You're watching Unpopular Review.
Gotcha. You.
Previously on the Mike Knox Show.
I tussled. That's Tyson's word. He likes that word. With whether I should talk about this or not, because a lot of wrestling fans really, I think, sometimes can be lost, right? And we've been wrestling fans for so long. We've been desensitized from things for so long. We kind of don't know where we stand. So I asked the question, which is the title of the show today, and thank you guys for sticking in this long. Is the WWE racist? WWE, Vince McMahon, and others being sued by former writer what she calls offensively racist and stereotypical jargon and scripts. Now, I picked this picture for a reason. And we are back on this rapid fire edition of Top 5s. Please comment below. Let us know. That's because the executive consultant over here had to do some executive consulting today. The man literally is a chicken. You just see his head's on, but it should be cut off because that's what he's doing today. So he probably a little short one today. So I'm gonna throw a little wrench into the frying pan, if you will. Okay, some people. My mom grew up using lard. Right? People today, they use grease, right? You put the lard in the pan, let the lard melt, then put the fried chicken in, the catfish in. So we're going to give you an honorable mention right now. Honorable mentions for me has to be someplace it hasn't even happened yet. You know why it hasn't happened yet? Because I won't be there. But I know somebody who will be there. And I can't wait for this pay-per-view this weekend. And not because the pay-per-view, because I want to know how the experience was while they're there at the pay-per-view for Puerto Rico. It's honorable mention already for me. If they ever go back, God dang it, I have this surgery coming up this week. I would be there with you. So I'm there with everybody who's going down there in spirit. Oh, Puerto Rico. One of my honorable mentions there, executive consultant.
I'll give you an honorable. I have a couple, so I'll give you throw an honorable out there, and it's actually a little close to home. I mean, hey, congratulations on mentioning Puerto Rico. Can't wait to go to Puerto Rico this tomorrow. Actually, can't wait to go to Puerto Rico. It's gonna be a good time. But honorable mention is probably a low key sleeper until I actually talk about the history behind the city. Let's just put the cat out the bag. It's Orlando, right?
Okay.
The city we're living in, and in my opinion, this is one of the capital cities of wrestling. The Performance Center is here. A lot of wrestlers who make it big come from Orlando. There are a lot of wrestlers who live here because when you get to NXT, you move to Orlando. Now, if you stay there, that's something different.
Maybe Tampa.
A lot of wrestlers still stay in the area. Yeah, Tampa. A lot of wrestlers still stay in the area, but some move away depending on how big you are. But Orlando is known as a wrestling capital. A lot of people train here, and a lot of people come from here, and the fans is always loud here. Every wrestling event I've been to in Orlando, including NXT, whether it's at the Performance Center or Full Sail University, it's quite loud and it's quite entertaining. So Orlando, Florida is an honorable mention to me.
Being, again, as we use, as you say, we stay here. We know the pulse of the city. You know a little more than I do in the circles in which you choose to roll in with the homies in. But you're right. I've been to NXT. I've been to WrestleMania here. I'm sorry so I moved down here after that WrestleMania. True story. I'm not making this up. A friend of mine and I went to go see John Wick 4. I think that was I saw the guy that I peed on at WrestleMania, and it's a weird story. I'm out. I'm waiting my man to come out from getting some popcorn, and I see the dude, and it has a Jeff Hardy shirt on, and we're talking. Wrestling's happening that night, and we're talking. And I'm just like, he's like, yeah, Orlando. And they're like, man, when he came back the last time, and I swear, I'll forget faces. I pissed on that man. I ran into him recently. Small place, but still, wrestling fans are crazy here. Number 3 on your list. I'll take your 3 from you, and I'll go right now with my number 3. WrestleMania is there next year. If you have not been to the ghetto or not from the ghetto, then stay the F away from the ghetto. But this ain't the ghetto. This is the city of brotherly love, Royal Rumbles, WrestleManias. Everything happens in this city. To me, it is one of the founding fathers of wrestling cities to go to. We've named a few other ones being Los Angeles already. Duh. Look where we're going with this, okay? We've named Orlando. Location. And we're talking back then when this was the FU Center when you came to Philadelphia. And that Royal Rumble I went to where we had the anything goes match, no holds barred, blood out. That's all they did was bleed out. Shawn Michaels and Triple H walked out. Y'all know who won that Rumble already. Y'all want to forget him, but Chris Benoit won that Rumble. I thought that when that city just continues to let ECW, need we say more, what Philadelphia, go Birds, brings to the table. What you got at number 3, my guy?
I talked about, in the honorable mention, my current home, Orlando. I want to talk about my very first home. My number 3 is Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, because... I mean, hey, it always is a good time. It's known for a lot of things. It's definitely known as the home and the birthplace of ECW. Ring of Honor is known for a lot of things. Ring of Honor is known for being there for a lot of events. It has a lot of history to it. Of course, it was the home of WrestleMania 15. It's going to be a home of WrestleMania 40. A lot of these things we talk about were homes of previous WrestleManias, except for London, where they're trying to figure out a way to do it. It's just the time zone difference. Los Angeles, of course, home of WrestleMania 2, 21, as well as 39. And Orlando, the home of WrestleMania 33 and 24. And stay tuned. From my understanding, you heard it here first. WrestleMania in the future, I won't say which one, but I'll say the next 5 years is supposed to be coming back right here to Orlando.
Well, we should be getting, rumors has it. I was late to it. You was like, I said that weeks ago.
I did.
Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble. I found out about the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. They're actually bidding for both. Orlando's just the one they're making a little bit
give
more.
Give me Rumble in my home that I stay in now and give me Mania in the city that helped raise me. I cannot wait for next year.
Right.
I'll tell you that much.
It's right there in a couple months. Yeah, within a couple months.
What do you have for your number 2?
My number 2 this time around is actually another place I like to call home, but not because I actually live there, but because I'm there so freaking often. I have a lot of friends there, and half of this group is from there. I'm talking about the great city, overrated though, but great city of New York City is my number 2. They know how to bring the noise. Of course, they're the largest city in the country, so somebody there should know how to make noise, and enough of those people go there. But when I go there for SummerSlam, or I went there for the SummerSlam and the NXT takeovers, those people are loud, those people are crazy. They knew how to have a good time. Number 2, New York City.
Wow. I will hold that for the end of, final thoughts on this show in our top 5. I'll get to that number 2 of yours. Wow, shocking. I'm really really excited to find out what your number 1 is going to be if it's not New York. And that, spoiler alert, right? Number 2 for me, again, I told you I'm going with cities where I've been. And typically, I think this city sucks. Have you ever watched the Heat play? They start at 7:05. They don't show up till 7:55. Okay? That's how that city is. But damn it, I've been to a lot of places, and I've never had a place act like this. First of all, it's South Beach. The 2 for $25 big-ass drinks. Before I knew anything else about them, everybody else to me, they got them from Miami to me, or Miami probably got them from wherever island they came from, but I met them in Miami, with the Lamaritas in there, the volcano drinks. Like, it's amazing. The beach is beautiful. The cars, oh my God. I went into an Amani exchange, and I just wanted to purchase a baseball cap. Any guesses how much the baseball cap cost in the Amani exchange? Just a regular baseball cap.
$25.
If it was $25, I'd have purchased it. How about $250 for a hat? For a hat. That makes Miami great. And listen, I've never in my life, and I've been to a lot of clubs from New York City to Los Angeles. I have never been in a club where wrestling fans took it over. And I'm talking about no matter what club I went through, and I went to about 4 or 5 different spots in Miami, and wherever you were on the dance floor, I guarantee you there were yes chants going out on the dance floor everywhere. Number 2 for me, Miami. And
the home of WrestleMania 28, I'm actually surprised they haven't talked about bringing another WrestleMania back there. It actually did generate a lot of money for that city, and I believe the attendance was 78,000, but they have not talked about it. It has not been discussed, but definitely a good city. I would have picked it because I still say it, as we say it every week. We talk about it a lot, me and Mike on this show if you watch it. But WrestleMania 28 is still by far, and I've been to 5 or 6 of them now. by far my favorite WrestleMania, my favorite experience of wrestling. It always has been, and it's really difficult to top. Dallas tried, but it cannot beat Miami. But good pick. I didn't even have my honorable mentions, but very good pick.
Well, we're going to take another break, come back, give you our number ones, and then our final thoughts of these top 5. Maybe we want to remove them, take somebody out, maybe. I don't know. But we're going to find out after this break, all right? So we'll be right back.
Just bring it, bitch!
I did a thing, guys. I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
What did Jack do?
I did it! Look at this! It's improved!
Why did you do that? And what they've been through together, that in real life they went to school together, they'd been friends for a very long time. It's always been Trick and Mello. That he moved Mello out of the way for the spear out of pure instinct because that's his boy at the end of the day. Going to try to beat down Braun Breaker to the best of his abilities. And I believe he can beat Braun Breaker, but I feel like Braun Breaker's going to for the crap out of Trick Williams.
No, it's not. This is Pitbull. I'm sorry. I'm going to give it to Buzzer.
Before I say this, let me get all of my pauses out of this. 2 big meaty men slapping meat.
He says, "Hey, I'm a big guy." Pause. I'm a big meaty guy.
Match was lackluster. Big meaty men didn't do a lot of meat, and it was not very big. So I don't know. I'm gonna give this segment.
This hit goes out to you, Mr. Wick.
Challenge him to single combat.
If you win,
you'll have your freedom.
and when I see you, I'ma take what I want. So,
Amen.
The only way John Wick will ever have freedom and peace is in death.
Yeah, not really. And so it begins.
We have a lot of things going around here on Unpop Review and Unpop Review Entertainment. Make sure you check them out. As a matter of fact, coming up after this, have you seen Cocaine Bear? I tell you right now, I laughed my ass off, but damn, I didn't like that movie. I really liked it. I don't know, it wasn't good to me, but it was funny. I'll tell you that. It's a weird combination. But we are back here, top 5 that you see. John Wick 4, Chapter 4. If you have, go check out that spoiler review as well. And I'll tell you one thing, if that's how the summer's going to start off, we're in for a good summer of summer movies. I'll tell you that much. I'm excited for the movies we got back here. So if you're a movie fan, you're a TV fan, don't let the writer's guild stop you. We're still going to be here giving you reviews on all your favorite everything. So tune in for that. Here we are. Executive Consultant. We are at our number 1. Well, you want to recap yours by any chance?
Number 5, I have Los Angeles. Number 4, London. Number 3, the great city of Philadelphia. Number 2, the overrated city of New York. Honorable mention goes to Orlando. Another honorable mention I didn't mention actually is going to go to Houston, Texas, who I think always has fire shows and fire crowds. And also, just because I'm biased, I'm going to pick my longest home, which was the great city of Washington, D.C.
That's your number 1.
Now, number 1 should come as no surprise. Number 1, I feel like is the greatest city when it comes to wrestling fans. Is never any comparison. And I just recently visited the city, but I've never been to a wrestling event. I'm talking about Chicago, Illinois, is my number 1. From CM Punk to Chris Jericho's debuts to WrestleMania 22, along with WrestleMania 2. I don't think Chicago has been topped as far as crowd engagement, crowd participation. That little Punk boy crying because he was happy CM Punk came back, and they're trying to recreate it. When Collision comes out, and the fact that AEW did a Chicago tour throughout 2022. So yes, I'm going to go ahead and pick Chicago, Illinois as my number 1.
Recap, number 5, London, England, especially SummerSlam, one of the greatest SummerSlams of all time. Don't listen to this guy over here right here trying to drink off air. He has no idea how great this awesome match was. This is what it is. He cannot enjoy an Iron Man match. I bet he hates all Iron Man matches. Number 4, the city of New Orleans. Number 3, my home from home. Philadelphia, where my daddy from, P-H-I-L-L, period. Number 3. Number 2, Miami, getting jiggy with it. And number 1, and I'm with you, I hate that it pains me to say this, and I'm shocked that where I'm born from isn't in my top 5. It's an honorable mention for me, definitely Chicago. To me, it's never in Chicago. They just use this, it's in Rosemont. So that always is a mark on it for me because I'm one of them cross the T's, dot the I's kind of guys, although I got to ask Siri every day how to spell something. But number 1 for me, and I hate to admit this, from every single thing I've ever seen in wrestling, Madison Square Garden in New York City is the greatest wrestling city there is. Hammerstein Ballroom, just the matches they've had there, the WrestleManias they've had there. That crowd at WrestleMania 20 to me especially, everybody was so hype. And I personally think I'm going to say this, that's kind of a walking contradiction. They ruined Goldberg and, Brock and Goldberg to me because we knew they were leaving. So what? Let them have the match. They're going to have and enjoy that. But no, that's to me when fans tried to take over wrestling for the very first time, in my opinion. But number 1, I hate to admit it, fucking New York City. Number 1, the wrestling city to me, it's the mecca of professional wrestling. You think about the Garden. It's the Garden. It's the Garden. Your final thoughts, Mr. Executive Consultant.
New York's a great city to go to for a wrestling event. They have some great fans. City's overrated.
Say what?
The
city's overrated.
The city is overrated.
I don't know. I lived a heavy New York life in the 90s. And so I got to see things people didn't get a chance to see. And I hate the media's portrayal of New York City. And I hate all their sports teams because I'm from Chicago by way of Philadelphia. But the city and the people, I actually love a lot. I cannot lie to you. We are all I
love some of the people.
We're alike.
City's overrated.
City's overrated. Well, hey, you know what? It can't be worse than the smell of New Orleans. I tell you that. I stepped off the plane. I made a phone call and said, "Man, why didn't you tell me it smelled like this here?" All right, that's New Orleans. But I love it. Top cities. Canada. This is the show, a top 5 that you actually picked, by the way. And I'm actually glad you picked this because it was something different. Because I think with Puerto Rico coming up for Backlash, and make sure you guys check out the Backlash prediction show at the top of the hour at 9:00. All right, get that in and then come back on Sunday morning for the review show. No Mike Knox show this week. Hey, I'm having surgery on Monday, so please pray for me. But also, for that is, what's going on, Michael Smith? What's going on, Shay? Captain Shay and Charmaine, everybody's checking in. Make sure you guys like, follow, and subscribe down below. Let us know how you feel. Top 5 cities. Philadelphia's coming up next year. Unless something drastic happens to me, I'll be there. All right. So hopefully I see everybody there. So any final thoughts?
I will definitely be in Philadelphia. I can't help but to be there in Philadelphia. Definitely be there in Philadelphia. And if it's in Milwaukee the year after, probably won't. But I will definitely be there in WrestleMania next year. I'll definitely be there at Royal Rumble next year. Royal Rumble, which I was an event I'd never been to until 2 years ago. And I've been 2 years in a row.
You went to Nashville, right?
No, SummerSlam was Nashville.
SummerSlam. You went to SummerSlam too, so I'm sorry. You saw the Roman Rock match. I mean, Roman
Cena.
Rock.
Roman Brock too. Brock was 2022. That was in Nashville. Roman Cena was 2021. That was in Las Vegas. War Rumble 2022 was in St. Louis, and War Rumble 2023 was in San Antonio. And I went to both of those. So
see, I've only been to 2 Royal Rumbles. Damn, both in Philly. So there it is. Listen,
Philadelphia's had 3 Royal Rumbles.
Yeah, I've been to 2 of them. And to this day, I guess it's time I come clean for we got to hear, Mama. I know. Listen, so as a kid, you're a kid. You don't know nothing. You lie. I watched the pay-per-view and you actually had it on the scrambled TV. You really did watch it, but you really couldn't see. You know what I'm talking about? That's how old I am, right? You had the channels going through, but you saw everything. You heard everything clear. So you tell your friends, yeah, my mom ordered the pay-per-view. So back in the day, my mom and grandma used to go gambling all the time. There used to be this bus called Lucky Limo. And I happened to be at WrestleMania 4. At my mom then while they were gambling and WrestleMania's there, and I got a flyer, and I tell everybody I went to WrestleMania, and I never went. I mean, I was there technically, just not in the building for WrestleMania. So little truth for that ass, but we're gonna get out of here, guys. Listen, that is the Executive Consultant. I am Skywalker Knox Skywalker, and this has been Top 5. We see y'all next week, y'all. Fingers.